you approach the king and he doesn't accept you to come forward, you die. If you approach the king and he holds out his scepter for you to come forward, you live. So before she approached the king, she came up with her whole strategy. And she asked all her handmaidens to fast and pray for 3 days. And she asked all the Jewish people in the city to fast and pray for 3 days. Fast and pray for 3 days, not just her, but all her handmaidens and all the whole entire population of the city. And only then did she go and approach the king. That's what I mean about getting support for your actions. It's mustering the whole, everything at your command to support your effort. Now, her effort was successful. It's a great story. I recommend.
It's great. In fact, I relate to it quite a bit because I'll tell you, for Surya, I'm trying to build a website. And my initial thought was I would have to come up with all the content. And I was told, like, I'm going to give you a template. I'm going to buy you a template because I had started one and it was, like, not so professional. And so somebody bought me a template. And they said, but Farhana, your commitment, if I'm going to get you this, is that you have to build the content. And so I thought Surya was, the webpage was going to be all about me, my journey, where I'm at, and all of that. And then I met some really, and I have been meeting some fantastic people every day that come into my life. By no coincidence at all. I'm very in the present, and I ask, why did you come into my life? Even if it's just for 30 seconds, what is it? What is the purpose of this? And I realized I don't have to build that content by myself. So I reached out to high school children because at the age of, you know, when you're in high school, you experience first love. You experience heartbreak. You're going into college. You're making some really important decisions and going through some really important things that myself, as now as a 37-year-old, that is something that I've already been through, and I've probably forgotten about that. But the people who are going through it right now, if you're battling cancer, if you are going through a divorce, if you have problems with your financial situation, these are very core, fundamental things that people go through. And yet, if you're not going through it, you can't relate to it. You can empathize with the person, but you're not in their shoes.
What's the purpose of the website?
So the purpose of the website is going to be, for lack of a better term, a one-stop shop where people are going to be able to, say, for example, click on a blog and realize, oh, there's something about relationships, or, oh, somebody went through cancer or lost a loved one, and be able to relate to real live experiences, not just something that I cooked up and said, hey, it must be like this, or it must feel like this, but something, the authenticity behind the website is connecting with real people who've gone through very real experiences. Mm-hmm. And so it's motivational, it's inspirational, it's real. It could be something related to hurt, but more that these are experiences that we go through for a very specific reason. And at the end of the day, just like you said, life is that spiral. We don't need to get stuck in that situation. But somebody might talk about, you know, I was stuck in the situation for 3 years, and I didn't understand, and I did this, and I couldn't think beyond it. But then what happens when you step out of it? And so there might be somebody who even talks about the fact that I'm stuck right now, but then they're going to see or hear from somebody else who went up that spiral and climbed up that mountain and was able to see far beyond the horizons that they never even imagined possible. And so that's really
a place for people just looking for life help. Is that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's still in the content development stage. Like I said, I'm coming across people who have ideas. I got on a conference call the other day with 3 high school students who I met just outside of a grocery store who were doing a project, very purposeful project, collecting money for the underprivileged children in their community. And they had a lot to say, and their passion and their drive, you know, motivated me. And I said, it doesn't matter that you're 18 and I'm 37, but you all are my teachers, and we have something to learn from each other. And, you know, just living with that approach in life and that perspective and being open. I'm not the know-it-all. I might know about divorce, might know about that type of pain, but I don't know about a lot of other things.
Right.
And regardless of your age group, your ethnicity, your cultural background, your religion, we all are here for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
But it would be your job to, I guess, organize the material so that it makes sense, because otherwise
it's going to be all over the place.
it's a lot of content, coming from, there has to be an organizing principle. So
Yes.
that's going to be your job.
So just picking like the areas, like the different tabs, say on the panel that you see, as soon as you get on the website, on the home page, there's going to be specific tabs that you can point your cursor on, click on it, certain pages. So all of that has to be organized. And like I said, I have a very limited knowledge of website development to begin with. But I know that people are going to come into my life, like this person, this friend of mine who's helping me build a website.
Right.
He knows it inside out, so he has a lot of information and resources.
So in a way, you're saying this is an example of accepting the support. How else can you accept the support? How else? What else? What else? What other support do you need besides the web support, ideas, content? What else?
So the other type of support I'm looking at having is, I feel that when the time is right, just building that platform, building the audience, whether that's an audience for my book to say, hey, now Surya's come out with a book, and building that platform, because in regards to my book, and I've talked to several people, there's an option of, whether you're going to go self-publishing or you're going to go with a publishing company. And
Right.
I was listening to a lot of videos that were published. I learned about them through Facebook, that was hosted by the CEO of Hay House.
Right.
And he is amazing, and he inspired me, and he shared a lot of great information. But that kind of, made me start thinking, how do I want that route to go? What do I want to pursue? And I learned that, well, Farhana, you got to build your platform. And so I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to go ahead and build my platform. Well, how am I going to do it? I'd like to say during my time when I was with my husband, and because the divorce is still going on, of course, my husband, I posted my personal life on Facebook like everybody knew what was going on. I would check into a restaurant, we would go on a vacation. My entire relationship was on Facebook, and a lot of people do that. And the way it was portrayed, and now, what Surya is doing, it's remarkable how many people use Facebook. But, kind of where my platform is being built, primarily. I'm on Twitter as well, not so much on Instagram. But, my website also is going to cater to more people. More people are going to be able to realize that they can connect. So Facebook is a platform, but there's certain limitations with it. So just trying to explore going on the radio, being on TV shows, whatever I can. I mean, even just being on the show and how I got to be on it is a story.
I'm going to give you a homework assignment.
Okay. I should have this down.
What I want you to do, and you can just start, we can actually take a 1-minute little exercise now, and I just want to say you're not doing it alone. Everybody who's watching is going to be doing it with us, so it's not just you, but I want you to close your eyes for a moment, okay? And we're just going to take a quick grounding breath, which is an inhale and a longer exhale. And I want you to take another deep inhale and a longer exhale. And one more deep grounding breath. Inhale and exhale. And I want you to take a little walk. I want you to look at your feet as you walk along in nature. And I want you to come to a clearing, whether it's on the beach or in the woods, I don't know, in a beautiful natural spot. And I want you to see across the clearing a ball of white light, a beautiful shining ball of light. And as it comes closer to you, you realize that inside this ball of light is a beautiful little girl. And she comes to you, and you say to the little girl, do you have a message? Do you have something you want to tell me? Is there something I need to know? And the little girl can speak to you with words or through a gesture or an image. And I want you to say to the little girl, is there anything else you'd like me to know? Thank her. And slowly come back across the clearing and walk back to where we began. Excuse me. Seated here, and take another deep breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And I wonder, did you see the little girl? And if you'd like to share the message, you're welcome to. If you don't want to, that's okay too.
I'll share it.
Okay.
She handed me a little light, which I held in my hands. She said to me, "You are going to be okay. You are going to be."
Beautiful. So, beautiful. Visit her often. You know, you're on a road, okay? And no need to panic. It's a long road. It's a beautiful road. You're going to be okay. And I want you to enjoy the journey, okay? Enjoy the journey. Thank you so much for doing that exercise with me and for being my guest here. It's been such an honor to chat with you today. I look forward to hearing from you again. If you'd like to work with me privately, or if any of our viewers would like to work with me privately, they can reach me at rebalinker.com. You can find out more about my programs at www.rebalinker.com. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Paint Yourself into the Picture. To be a guest on Paint Yourself into the Picture, please visit vcntv.com/paintyourselfintothe-picture/apply. Remember to like this video and leave your comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Join us again next week for another coaching session on Paint Yourself into the Picture.
To see the rest of this episode, click on the link below the video now. You'll be glad you did. Are you still here? What are you waiting for? Click on the link below the video now to see the rest of this epic episode.